Hello everyone, my name is Julian Diaz Hernandez, and for the Moxie of Globalization, Environment, and Human Development, I'm here to talk about the relevance of globalization in the social, economic, and political climates. So I hope you all enjoyed this video and hope this is useful for further investigation. So let's just get started with the basic concept of globalization, and this is what we are gonna cover today. So, we will touch the different topics that are directly impacted by the globalization, such as the social and cultural aspect, the economy, and finally, we're going to touch the topic of the politics and the leadership. So, I would like to start this presentation and this little podcast by saying this quote that really caught my attention. Globalization is a fact of life, but I believe we have underestimated its fragility. And it was a phrase by Kofi Annan, who was the Nobel Prize in 2001. So let's remember, and that's because this really captures the essence of the concept of globalization. So globalization is the process by which businesses or nations develop international influence or start operating on an international scale. And for a country, that applies for its different aspects such as the society, the culture, the economy, the politics, and the leadership. So let's first take a look to the social and the cultural climate. So currently, globalization contributes to the exchange of cultural values. And if we talk about the specific term, there is one term called globalization of culture. Globalization of culture is accelerating the integration of the nations in the world system. It allows people to communicate more with each other and learn more about each other. It is an expansion of the cultural context, and it also incorporates the minorities into this modern world. So we need to be very careful because it's dangerous on, cultural identity. Since globalization is all about standardization and internationalization, we can tend to lose our roots, our original culture, and we don't want that because that's part of the diversity. So the globalization is definitely impacting in the cultural trade, in international rights, and the habits, customs, languages, and even in the way we think right now. So today, globalization is constant and even irreversible. When talking about economy, the role of globalization is definitely crucial because it is an event that all world's population is living. It aims to benefit the individual economy, of course, by speeding up markets and spreading the economy health more equally. But the fast globalization could impact the minorities. The fast globalization of the world's economy has brought some benefits in scalability, independence, and technology, which has greatly reduced the cost of transportation and communication while creating a new channel of commercialization, such as the popular cryptocurrencies that we didn't have back in the days. However, some of these practices, as I just mentioned, could cause some leaders to become more nationalistic and less susceptible to the change, which delays development on emerging countries because they trust on local economy. So the concept of globalization in economy, it's going to definitely help the development countries, but if the country is not up to fully engage with the process, it can cause some delays and some poverty. So now let's talk about politics and leadership. So globalization has been strongly effective in education, transportation, and even health. However, The globalization has challenged the role of the government in the society, which of course impacts politics directly. And the real issue is that the term globalization is really commonly overused by political campaigns, obfuscating the real importance of the process. Countries who are fully up to take part of the process can take a lot of advantage of the globalization by integrating their political systems into intergovernmental organizations, which makes country alliances stronger while keeping consistency and balancing human rights. So some of the international organizations that we have seen are, for example, the FMI or the United Nations, who are always fighting for equal human rights for everyone. So now if we go back to the question of the first topic, is globalization relevant? Totally yes. In summary, globalization is absolutely relevant in these days, and it definitely influences the cultural, political, and economical climate. Globalization itself brings a lot of gains and benefits to the world, but the way different nations execute some practices impacts negatively some development countries. So, beyond power and supremacy, leaders should really need to focus to emphasize the problem that the world has been facing, meanwhile preserving the difference among nations in order to help to power progress and prosperity all together. So, thank you so much for your attention and hope this content was helpful to you. Bye.